Yeah, so welcome to this video. I thought we'd better make this video really to respond to all the questions and comments we got about what motorhome we're going to get, and to tell you what motorhome we're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll answer some of the sort of the general questions that we've been asked on the video,
Accompanied by some heavy rain.
by the rain,
yeah.
And we'll reveal what our new motorhome is.
Yep, we will.
Right, so excuse me if I refer to my phone. So we'll do the questions first. First thing was that I didn't realise this, and someone pointed it out, is the new Swift Voyager, the 2024 version, now can tow. It looks like they increased the gross train weight.
It's a newer chassis, isn't it? Isn't it a new Ford chassis?
Yeah, new Ford chassis.
Yeah.
Now that only works for the manual, because they've increased the gross train weight of the manual version, but the auto is still limited to a gross train weight of 4,250, which if you run the van at its maximum weight of 3,500, it would only give you 750 towing capacity. So it still would limit it, and as we want to go for an automatic anyway,
yeah, we couldn't tow a Voyager or any of the other
couldn't tow with a
Ford-based
Voyager.
ones, could we?
No,
If
apart from the F70, which can tow up to 1,000 kilos. So
yeah, but I didn't check whether that was with an automatic. We just looked.
no,
on
we
that.
just looked at it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it may well be the same. You see, I mean, that's what we've been told by Bailey
Yeah.
with the Adamo, wasn't it? That it's this 4,250, 3,500, because all the Adamos are automatic.
Yeah.
So if there was a manual Adamo, we might in
might have been
2024 we might
Yeah.
be able to tow with that. But
I'll put the information that was sent by Bailey when we had the island bed model, and I
Yes.
queried how much it could tow, because it was fitted with a tow bar.
yes,
And I'll put that here, and you can have a look at that. But that clearly shows that it could only tow up to 750 kilos. Now I think we looked up the weight of the up, and I think I probably wrote it down somewhere, but I think that was 925 for the dry weight of the up.
that's right, and that's on your V5, isn't
And
it?
that's yeah, it's the mass in service figure you need to look at on the V5,
Yeah,
which is basically the weight of the car with all its extras fitted but no one in it,
no one in it. Yeah,
which is how you'd tow it.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
That's it. So yeah, there were basically narrows it down to only a few of the vehicles that were automatic that we could tow with.
because you also looked in the Swift manual, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that's where what you found about the Voyager, the previous version of the Voyager, you couldn't tow at all. It said the maximum was 750, didn't it?
He said it couldn't tow. It just said it couldn't tow.
Oh, it said it couldn't tow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So why is this towing the car important to us? Because we were asked several times, why don't we hire a car?
Yeah, I mean, I think it boils down to the fact we're still going to these shows. When we're at Somers Wood, for instance, we're going into the NEC, and I'm driving into the NEC, taking the car with us. When we're at Harrogate, we take the car, so we can drive in and out, and probably don't need it less at Harrogate now. But the two shows and
Other shows that we've done, I mean, some years we've done.
Peterborough is a good example, isn't it?
Peterborough
Yeah.
was the one when we did the National Motorhome Show. Also, when we've gone to the Scottish show,
Yeah.
you know, we've stayed at Strathclyde Country Park, and we need to get to the show. Now, I just thought about it for a bit, because when we're at Somers Wood next week, I thought, well, not next week, next month, how much would it be to hire a car?
Okay.
And just for an ordinary Corsa 5-door, it starts at 268 for a week.
Yeah.
Now, what we've found in the past, that when you go and hire these cars, they add on some insurance, say you need this for that, and it soon mounts up. So we're just thinking, if we did that for every show that we went to, we'd almost have met the cost of
Of having the tow
having the
frame
tow frame.
fitted, yeah.
Yeah, and another sort of vital thing in all of this is that we need a small car at home.
Anyway,
We
yeah.
can't have a big car, although, you know...
We could have a big car, just would park it on the road, wouldn't we? So
yeah,
a little car we can fit just in front of the van. So
that's right, yeah. So, you know, the little car's here, and we just think, well, when we're going somewhere where a car would be useful, we've got a car, you know.
So again,
so
that's how it
figured
sort of narrowed down our choices, so that the vans that we couldn't tow with, much as we like them,
yes,
we decided we still want to be able to take the car with us for those reasons we said, the show and everything, and so there was sort of ruled out those vans that can't tow and
that's
automatic.
right.
Yeah.
And the other point was raised that you can't tow a car in the EU. Well, when we go to Europe, we don't take the car anyway.
We don't need to. I think
No.
I think we've always thought that. I mean, we took the bikes, didn't we, last time? Well, the bike, and I think that worked quite well because I could go out for a ride and you could explore the sort of local area with
you
that.
went off with Trev, didn't you? Yeah. So
So
I think that sort of cleared that one up. So that did limit our choice a bit. Then, of course, the main thing you wanted was an automatic.
Yeah, and it's narrowed down by the fact I wanted an automatic, and yes, the automatics are available on all the Fiat Ducatos, Boxers, not Boxer, no. And that was the other thing, we couldn't get an automatic on, for instance, the Bailey Autograph, much as we like the Autograph. Plus it didn't have a garage as well.
Well, yeah, we'll come on to garage in a minute, but the automatic, because... that's what we wanted, because you found it so much easier to drive.
Yeah.
And obviously we filtered things out that are automatics.
Yeah, okay. Just sticking with the towing thing, a few people had asked about towing. Why can't you tow with certain vans? And it comes down to this thing about the gross train weight. It's the gross train weight is the total that the maximum the vehicle weigh plus any trailer load that you've got. So if you've loaded up your motorhome to its maximum of say 3,500, and then you add a trailer of 750 kilos to it, it then reaches its gross train weight of 4,250. That's it. That's as far as you can go. If you've got a gross train weight of say 6,000 and your vehicle weighs less than 1,000, you're in the safe zone. Now it's all very well to say yes, you can tow with a vehicle and the towing capacity and all that. If you get stopped, what the police are going to look at, they're going to open the bonnet, they're going to have a look at your VIN plate, they're going to see what your MTPLM is and what your gross train weight is, and they'll know if you're overweight.
Yeah, that's right.
So that is quite an important thing to add to that. People got a little bit confused thinking that when I said you can't tow with it, it meant you couldn't fit a tow bar. Most of the vans we've looked at can have a tow bar fitted, including the Adamos. But
to put a bike on, or... Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah. You could put a tow bar on it. You could tow a small trailer, a box trailer or something like that, or indeed a motorbike or scooter, or 2 scooters even.
Yeah.
So yeah, you certainly could do that. The other thing I wanted to mention, we've got a VW up, and I got into a conversation about the up, and I'm sad to say that the VW up's no longer made.
Oh no, it's quite sad.
It's quite sad, isn't it?
It's going to go on forever.
Yeah. So whether we do go on forever with our VW up is another question altogether, but one probably not for this video.
No.
Okay. We talked about hiring a car, haven't we?
Yeah.
The other question that kept coming up was Truma versus Alder. The Truma system, I think this also goes for the Wales system as well, because that's blown air as well.
Yeah.
So any blown air system like the Truma, it basically uses a fan, heats up the air and blows the air around the van.
Which can be very good. I mean,
it warms up quickly. I think that's the biggest advantage.
Yeah, it is quicker to warm up than the Alder. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had to sit in here. We had to switch the heating on about an hour and a half ago to get it warm. So that's the disadvantage of the Alder. It takes longer to warm up. But once it's warm, there's a better overall heat because you've got radiators all around, and the radiators tend to keep the same sort of level of heat. And there's not like a cool spot at the end of the pipes, as it were.
Yes.
And I think that's the big benefit of the Alder system.
And also being able to control it. I think some of the earlier vans that we used the Truma controls were not the easiest, were they?
Yeah, but they have improved that.
They have improved that. I mean, the last one we did was just very simple.
And again, on the Swift command panel, you've got quite a comprehensive timer on there, so you can control it much like you could control your central heating at home.
That's right.
So another reason.
Yeah.
So why did we decide to change? So I think we've sort of said it. We wanted an automatic, we wanted a garage, travel seats would have been nice, Alder heating. So all of those things are the sort of things that we probably wanted in the first place when we bought this.
Yes, yeah. I think the Bolero really had everything that we wanted, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from nice travel seats and 2 sofas. So you know, over the years we've sort of thought, what do we really like? And I think we've now realised what it is.
Well, yeah, and I think once we saw the motorhome that we're buying, the one we're getting, we knew that's the one we wanted, and it was the one we wanted all along.
Yes.
So it's not like we don't like this motorhome, or we're fed up with it, or things are going wrong with it. It's just that we've seen the motorhome that we want.
Yes.
And believe you me, we've spent a lot of time looking at motorhomes, more than most people.
Well, I think we have. Yes.
Yeah. So we know what we want. Now, what happened?
What happened? Oh well, you were going to Todd's with this van to take it for its annual service, and while you were there, you were going to record some video.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll have a look on Todd's website and see what vans there are there, so we could decide which ones you were going to go and look at. Then I saw there was a due in section.
Yeah.
So I look at the due in section, and I saw our van that we're getting in there, and I thought, we had seen it at one of the shows. I had tried out the bed because
we had sort of gone, oh wow.
We went wow as soon as we went in it, and we went to the back, and what's always put me off is high beds, twin beds at the back, too high. Yeah. But we borrowed the Bailey, and I got used to it. Yeah. We went in that one.
But they weren't so high in the Adamos, were they?
No. But this, I've sat in it. I've gone up the 2 steps and I've sat on the bed. There's no overhanging cupboards, which I didn't like.
Nothing to crack your head on.
In that Malibu that we borrowed. Yeah. So there was just everything suddenly sort of clicked in my head. You came back, and meantime I'd watched a video of somebody who just collected their van, this one. Yeah. And I thought, I like that.
Touring?
No, Steady Eddie, I think it's called.
Steady Eddie. Yes, sorry,
yeah. So it's exactly the same van. Yeah. So I watched that video and I thought, it's got the things that we had in the Bolero that they took off for this one, and more. Yeah. And so when you came back, I said, we'll have a look at this video. So
no. When I asked the question when we got back, and you'd already sort of looked at it, and I said, shall we give them a ring about this van? Because I knew you'd liked it.
Yes. When was it going? Yeah. True. But I think we both watched the video, didn't we? Yeah. And we both sort of, like a light bulb moment, said, that's the one. I like that. Particularly like the washroom area in it.
So have you guessed which one it is yet? I don't think we've actually said, have we?
No, I was going to leave it in. I think most people have guessed. So
a lot of people have guessed. People who watch us closely will not be surprised. And I know a lot of people got confused because we've borrowed a lot of Baileys. Yes. It's not a Bailey.
No.
It's the Swift Kon-Tiki 784, which, like I say, ticked all the boxes. And it just, for us, it's just, what we wanted all along.
Well, I think back to when we used to go, because we've been going to shows, motorhome shows, for as long as I can remember. We used to go a lot to Peterborough, and we always used to go in a Kon-Tiki, and we always used to say, if we could ever really afford this, we'd like one of these.
And also affordability was a factor.
It was.
Can't deny it.
Can't deny that.
No.
But,
I mean, the Voyager was much cheaper.
Yes.
And we weren't sure if we could afford to get the Kon-Tiki.
No.
So it was only when I phoned Todd's and we talked about it, and they came back a couple of days later, and they gave us a deal that was it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Really was a good deal. So we're not going to tell you what that deal is. We're not going to tell you how much we got for our motorhome. You can look up the list price of the Swift Kon-Tiki 784 with an automatic and 180 brake horsepower,
Yeah.
and you can see why that is. It certainly would have been a lot cheaper than the Adria, which was the other one that ticked the boxes, and indeed a lot of the Continental vans, because by the time you've added a lot of the packs on that we wanted, that were already fitted to the Kon-Tiki.
Well, I think that's what we've found ever since we had the Bolero, that we've gone to look at other vans and we thought, hasn't got this, hasn't got that.
Crazy things like not having any alloy wheels, you know, quite a high spec van, no alloy wheels. Why? Oh, because it hasn't got the winter pack, or it hasn't got the driver's
Yeah, I just
pack
find
on.
that totally confusing. And
Yeah.
I suppose it's what we used to. I think somebody did say we were creatures of habit or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah, perhaps we are.
Perhaps we are. Perhaps, you know, over the years, that motorhome we've been happy with. We were happy with the Bolero. We've been happy with this. You know, it'll be sad when this
Well, when
goes.
it goes, yeah. I mean, the other thing is that you always get people who've had bad experiences with motorhomes, and whenever you say I'm getting a certain motorhome, people will jump in and say, "Oh, I've had terrible trouble with my motorhome." Because they're not going to tell you if they've had a wonderful experience generally, are they?
No, but I still think a lot of that has got to do with the dealer that you bought the
Or
motorhome from.
response from the dealer if
Yeah, I
you've
mean,
got a problem.
Yeah, this is the first van we actually bought from Todd's, but we used to take the Bolero for
Yeah.
its habitation.
To another dealer in Preston.
Yeah, but then we needed something done, and ended up with Todd's, didn't we?
Yeah.
Todd's took on the work, and then that's when we bought this van. And any problems we've had, we felt like
They're on it.
they're on it, and
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
taken it in, and it's
Yeah.
come back fixed. So
Yeah. So we've not had a bad experience with Swifts. I mean, some people have had bad experiences. Some people have had bad experiences with Showson and Pilo
yeah,
and
and other
Heimer.
people haven't. You know, it's
and
just
other people have had problems with Bursner, and
yeah, yeah.
So I don't think British vans are immune from problems. I don't think European vans are immune from problems. I think sometimes you're a bit unlucky in what you get. So hopefully we'll be lucky what we get. Who knows, in 2-3 years we might be
When we do a
cursing our
4-year
luck
review of this one,
and saying,
"Oh,
don't buy a
this
Swift
went wrong,
again."
that
Yeah.
went wrong. No, I mean, but it often when things do go wrong, it's how they get fixed,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
If you end up taking the van in and, oh, sorry, we haven't got the parts, you'll have to come back again. So frustrating, but
Yeah.
most of the time we've had things fixed, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah. So the current situation is we put a deposit on the new van. We're waiting for a delivery date. Supposedly it's sometime in February, March, but might still be here in April, May, who knows.
Yeah.
Things get delayed, don't they? Seems to be standard for the motorhome industry, but hopefully we'll get something by the end of March or beginning of March. At least if it's in March, we'll get the new plate, won't we? So
That's right, we will, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're still enjoying
we're still enjoying
the
this.
current van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And happy with our choice. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
willing to
that's-
wait.
The final thing, I suppose I probably ought to have put this on the questions, was I'm 67 now, 67 and a half.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got 2.5 years really to enjoy it without having to renew my C1 licence entitlement. I will, if we obviously have still got the Swift Kon-Tiki 784 when I'm 70, then obviously I will renew my licence, and that's a bit of paperwork filling and a medical and possible eye test from your doctor. And once that's done,
Yeah.
you've then got another 3 years before you have to do it again. So I don't really see that as a big
We've just been today, haven't we, for eye tests?
yeah.
You're getting a new pair of glasses,
Yeah,
so we know, you know, your eyesight after your cataracts and all that is
Yeah.
fine. You still feel youngish, don't you?
yeah, I think so.
Don't know how to put that.
Slightly dotty at times. Or sitting in boots waiting for my eye glasses to be fitted. And I'm going, oh, I had a bottle of Lucasade with me. I don't know what I've done with it. And I'm looking everywhere in boots trying to find this, where I've put it down. Of course, I put it in my bag, hadn't I?
Yeah,
so,
never mind.
So maybe I'm going a bit dotty.
I think that's one thing I sometimes notice. I think, what did I do with that? You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm always saying, what do I do with my glasses?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, your new ones, they say you shouldn't
I shouldn't
taking
need
them off so much.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. I shouldn't need to take them off. My eyes have changed slightly since my cataract, so I think my vision's got slightly worse, as has my reading. So I think they've turned up the wick on the prescription.
Well,
anyway, that's completely off the subject.
Just trying to point out you will have to get your eyes tested when you're 70 again, which probably fits in with what we've been doing anyway.
That's right. But I mean, I am in good health, and I thought, well, we're going to enjoy ourselves as well as we can, and we didn't want to. Oh, how can I put this? I mean, there's obviously the possibility to go down to a smaller van. We didn't want to limit ourselves by putting ourselves in a smaller van. We enjoy our creature comforts, and didn't see any reason really to stop doing that.
Yeah, I think we said in the previous thing, we like the 2 living areas.
Yeah.
And rightly or wrongly, a Swift Kon-Tiki is something I think we've always wanted.
Yeah, and I think it was.
And it's great to think we can finally have one.
Yeah, and it was a joint decision, wasn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, we both sat there and said, "Oh, that's the van." And I prefer the something. We just agreed, didn't we?
And it just felt there were no compromises.
Well, I think that's it. Everything's there that we're used to, and
without spending all of our money.
No, that's right. Still got some left.
Some left, yeah.
Yeah.
enough to put us in a care home.
Oh, I think, yeah.
When we're 75, yeah.
That's right. On that happy note.
On that happy note, if you've enjoyed this video so far and you haven't subscribed, that would be brilliant if you could do that, and you can follow us when we look at the new van. We'll do a full review of the new van. Obviously, once we've put everything in it, we know how it works and we can explain it. We'll show you around and we'll take you on our journey. So why don't you come along with us by subscribing, hit the notifications icon, and we'll catch up with you in a future video.
We need a name for it, don't we?
Oh yeah, so if anyone wants
to... The previous one was called Thor, but I never really liked that.
No, we
need a name.
Called it Thor because of the Kon-Tiki and Thor Heyerdahl.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, we're not very good at thinking of names.
We never really name our vehicles. So.
No, but I think it's because we don't come up with very good names.
You know, sometimes it goes off the number plate, doesn't it? People see a name in the number plate, but...
Yeah, because we don't know what that is yet.
So if you've got any suggestions, let us know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You have a good Sunday, and we'll catch you soon.
Yeah.
Bye then.